It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on HabsCast.
A great day indeed after a 7-0 loss last night. Hey, we got some good news today. The fellow that everybody seems to have been calling for to be called up from the minors is going to be making an appearance with the Canadiens on Saturday night, obviously. Bad news for Alex Newhook, I think. It means that he's out for a while, but I think we figured that out last night. Looked like a fairly serious ankle injury or heel injury that he suffered last night in the game. And Jared Davidson has been called up from Laval, one of the top goal scorers so far this year in the AHL. Jared has 7 goals in his last 7 games, I believe. And that's extra impressive considering he's playing on the second power play, for, at least in recent games anyways, playing with Meshar and Belzil, which, I mean, I guess they're not terrible players, but I wouldn't say they're the best forwards on Laval that he could be playing with. And averaging 13.42 in ice time per game. So that's not a lot of minutes. He's basically been playing on the third line and second power play, yet still has managed to score 7 goals in his last 7 games, which is pretty remarkable. So the hidden thing here, and it's something I've been wondering about, and I went back and looked at. He was a heck of a face-off man in junior. He played center for Seattle and led them to Memorial Cup final, actually, before losing to Quebec and Zach Bolduc. It's funny, he played against Owen Beck, beat him in the semis, and then faced Bolduc in the finals, and they lost 5-0 to Quebec. But he was 57% in the face-off circle in his in 2022-23, his last year at junior. Was quite effective, and even better at the Memorial Cup, 70% on face-offs at the Memorial Cup. And in the semifinal, I went back and had a look. He went head-to-head against Beck for most of the game. Had 10 draws against Beck, who was a great face-off man in junior, won 7 of them. So he was very good on draws in his junior, and since coming to Laval, he has not taken a lot of draws. Like I think he's averaged, I don't know, he had 90 in 2023-24, 80 last year, and so far this year he's taken 7 draws. I don't know. I think that they should have, given the fact that the Canadiens have no right-hand or left-hand centers, and none coming up. Basically, all of the top prospects that are playing center are right-handed. I would have thought that it might make sense to be. I mean, he doesn't have to be playing center, but he can be taking draws, right? Because the guy was quite proficient at taking faceoffs, and here's the important thing: he shoots left. So I don't know if they're going to be working with him in Montreal or not when he gets called up, but I'd be at least exploring at him maybe taking some draws on his strong sides. Here are stats. This is the last 4 or 5 years combined, right? Like, he took quite a few faceoffs here if you look, but look at the in the left. On the left side, 58% in his own zone, 59% in the offensive zone, 66% at the blue line, 56% at the other blue line. Like, very good on the left-hand side, taking draws. And, Newhook was taking a lot of draws, and he's never averaged more than 42% in his own zone taking draws on the left. So I would be exploring the possibility of having Davidson. First of all, I'd be working with him, see if he still got it, if he decent at draws, because it's nice to have a left-handed player taking some draws on that strong side, and his stats always been good in those face-off circles. So it might be something that they explore. I hope they do, because maybe that left-handed face-off guy that they sort of they're searching for, maybe that could be Davidson. But the fact that he hasn't taken a lot as a pro probably means that they won't be utilizing him in that situation too much. But I hope they at least look at it, because I recalled, and that's why I went back and looked at the stats, but he was a really good face-off man in junior hockey. But pro's a different ball of wax, I get it. However, the fact that he is left and that he is a capable face-off man, anyways, it might be something that they consider, and they try they try him on a few draws when needed, especially if he's out with Doc, right? Doc is still a work in progress when it comes to his face-offs. But I went back, pretty good timing, because I was scouting them yesterday, and I put 2 videos together. I decided to do 2, and I'm gonna have a look at them now and just comment on what I see from him, and and obviously why he's the guy that got the call up. But we'll have a look, and I'll comment on what I see, my impressions. This is the last game against Springfield, and now bear in mind, there wasn't a pile. There wasn't a pile of offense from the whole team. They were kind of flat. They went to Springfield and got beat 3-1, and they weren't very good. So there aren't a pile of highlights here, but one thing I did notice from Davidson, even in this particular contest, was that he forechecked hard, and you saw that just on that last clip there. Good forecheck. Right there's another example. He cut off the lane for the player along the boards. He's competitive. I like how he competes. There was a good scoring chance for him. His skating has improved quite a bit since he first. I mean, he won't be an above average skater at the NHL level, that's for sure. But his hustle, and here he is forechecking again. He completes his checks. I like that. That's one of the best parts of his game. So, but with his competitiveness, motor, he's always grinding. He'll keep up fine at the NHL level. I think his skating won't be above average, but I don't think it'll be a hindrance for him either. Here was a nice play by him to and it, made the safe play to put it over the boards. Here, I like how he just little subtle plays like that, where he tips it back to the defenseman. His playmaking he hasn't put up good stats at the AHL level, but he was a good playmaker in junior, and I know that that doesn't always translate to pro, right? But I think he sees the ice adequately, and can make plays. In addition to, here he is. Surprised he didn't get a penalty there, but I like how he came back here on the back check on this play, and then see that little again. He makes subtle little plays here. See the back pass. That was that was the perfect play to make. So I don't mind his he's fully capable of making plays, but his bread and butter, obviously, since turning pro, has been scoring goals and his shot. And he's got a very good release, nice wrist shot, nice one timer, and it's what's earned him a call up, along with his competitiveness. And there he was on for one goal against, but again he was competing, came close to scoring right there. He's not afraid to go to the dirty areas. It's another part of his game that the Canadiens could use. See him there. He was he was hound around the net, kind of a little bit of Gallagher in him in that regard. And then again, the forecheck and the hit, finishes his checks, uh, and he can scrap too. Pound for pound, I think he's one of the tougher players in the AHL. Okay, that was the one. Here's the game against Laval from last weekend. He had a goal in this one. A little more. I think you noticed too. He has a little more jump in this game. His skating was quite decent. There's a nice finish of his check again. And here he was trying to create something, but he was by himself. Again, playing with Belzil and Michar. I like Belzil, but Michar is not. They've played together a fair bit before, and they did have a bit of chemistry when he played with Owen Beck. But I don't know. I almost I wish that he, was playing with Dauphin and Roy as opposed to Farrell. But yeah, that's the lines that they've got. Again, he had some good shifts in this game. I liked it. I liked his game against this team more than I did against is it Hartford? I liked this game a lot more than I did against Springfield. He played a lot, and the whole team did too, right? I mean, sometimes that's the case. If nobody's going, and there was a nice play by him getting the puck, and again, short little pass, but he can make he makes some good smart passes in close areas. That was a good chance. He had a few good chances in this game, and ended up with a goal though. And here he brings it in. That was a good play. I like and again here the dogged checking, dogged forechecker. I like and back checker too. Here he comes back, right? He's a puck hound, so that will that should endear him to the coaching staff. I think that Marty will like some of the things in his game. Here he is on the power play. This is where he scores, I think, and he scored a few from that spot. He likes to go back into the middle, find the scoring lane, and see how quickly he snaps that shot off. He's got a really good release and a good wrist shot. Scored a few with it this year. Here he is back into play. But that was I'm a little surprised he's not on the first, hasn't been on the first power play, Laval, because in all these highlights he was pretty effective. Moves the puck around smartly, gets to the open areas, and that shot's dangerous. He has another good chance coming up here, I do believe, where he almost scored again. But as you see, he can distribute the puck. It's not, here it is. It's almost the exact replica of the last one, but he came close with that shot too. And here he tips the puck in front of the net. So he's not just a perimeter guy that shoots from the outside. He also doesn't mind going to the net, tipping pucks. He can get some greasy goals too. So it's not like he's a one-trick pony. And there again, pretty decent pretty decent job on the forecheck. Just didn't quite get it out, but you like the effort. He's competitive, and one last hit to end it. So there's there's 2 of the last 3 games that he played. There's a lot of things to like there. I don't think he's going to hurt you defensively. He's going to forecheck. He's going to finish checks. He'll drop the gloves if need be and surprise a lot of people. He's tough. Again, he's one of the tougher guys pound per pound in the AHL from my experience and watching him the last 3 years. And here's his goals so far this year. It gives you a better idea of what's earned him. There's that wrister again, right? There's a one-timer. As you can see, he's got a nice release, nice motion, and hard accurate shot. This one here, he goes to the net, fought off the checker, put it in. Here he snaps her home. I love his shot. He's really got a good shot. You see why he scored 40 goals last year, junior. There was a nice, right off the draw, the forecheck paid off. Here, right in the slot, boom. See how quickly he gets rid of it? Canadiens could use another player like that. Could have used him last night. He's certainly got he's got more of a goal scoring touch than Veleno, that's for sure. Look at that shot, eh? Again, he's got really nice technique, great release, and boom, hard, accurate shot. So that is the main reason why he's called up. He's producing. He can score goals. I hope he's not just, the 7 minute a night in a checking role type thing. I hope they give him some power play time because he can score goals at the NHL level. He can beat NHL goalies with his shot. It's whether he'll get that opportunity or not, but he knows he knows how to get to open areas, and that release and shot are NHL caliber all day. And if he gets the opportunity, he'll probably pot a few goals. So I'm glad that he's getting this chance. I thought they might call up 2 and perhaps take Veleno out of the lineup, but for now, it seems like Marty likes Veleno. He seems to be playing him quite a bit, even put him on the power play last game, which I didn't agree with, but here's hoping that well, I want Kapanen in there too, but it appears that they're not going to use Kapanen on the power play. I expect that Davidson will replace Veleno on the power play next game. Personally, I'd replace Veleno with Davidson, and I'd replace Gallagher with Kapanen, but we'll see if the Canadiens go that route. Also interested in seeing if they might look at using him in the left face-off dots, because history has shown that he's quite good on draws. That's a strong side, right? He would give the Canadiens a left-handed face-off man if they choose to let him take some draws. But judging by the lack of face-offs that he's taken, it's gone down each year in the AHL. It's probably not going to happen. I wish it would. I wish he would have been taking more draws this year, because just in case he was called up and there's a need for a left-handed face-off man. But I think maybe he surprised them a bit, and that the thought was, well, it would be Beck or Jack-Eye that's called up at this point, but Davidson's outplayed both. So deserved call up. Let's hope he does well, and gives the Canadiens a hard decision when Line A and or Newhook come back. hopefully he impresses, right, and gives him a tough decision to make when the other guys are back about who comes out and who maybe goes back to Laval or whatever the case may be. Um, it's not going to be, I would be surprised if he went 12 games. If he gets the kind of ice time and opportunity that Valeno has in his dozen or so games, I'd be surprised if his stat line reads like Valeno's 0-0-0. I think he can contribute some offense to the club. Well, that's it on Davidson. Thanks for tuning in, and good luck to the young man in his first NHL look.